You're welcome to the Policy Council. My name is Okweyemi Agbaje. We've been doing a series of discussions around the technology space, electronic payments, the settlement system, the financial system. Today we look at technology in education. How can we leverage technology in education? How can we create a new digital age, generation that can compete in today's global world? I have an educational expert with specialization in those issues to discuss the issues with me. Enjoy the program. You're welcome back. It's still the Policy Council. My guest is a senior lecturer in the Faculty of Education in the University of Lagos. He holds a PhD in educational technology. I was interested in him because he earned that PhD in educational technology from the world-renowned University of Illinois, which is a very notable technology institution in the United States. And I thought that we could share ideas about how we could integrate technology into education and make Nigeria a more technologically developed society. My guest is Dr. Blessing Adeoye. You're welcome to the Policy Council.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Let me start with this. You know, I met your, you must know, I met you through your daughter.
Yes.
And your daughter is an official of the University of Illinois. That's the same university you earned your PhD from.
Exactly.
What do you have for that university?
Actually, that university is one of the best top 10 universities in the state of Illinois. It has been a university where so many things have been developed in terms of technology in the United States. In fact, it stands out as one of the center for excellence and the places where the military use for their research. That is where I graduated, University of Illinois.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so let's start this discussion. I mean, I know your philosophy is that we should integrate technology into the educational system.
Definitely.
Let me ask you a question, because one of the things that worries me is, first of all, is there a role for culture in technology? Is there something about the African or about the Nigerian in terms of our culture that has predisposed or that has not predisposed us to technology adoption?
Yeah, I just want to mention, first of all, that technology cut across the culture. It is not just that technology belongs to one part of the nation or country and it doesn't belong to the other. What is most important and we need to understand is the way that we embrace technology. It's technology diffusion across the culture. In about 1995, there was a particular researcher by the name Roger. Roger is a very popular researcher in technology. He conducted some studies and he looked at people all over the world, the way that they embrace technology. And he divided them into different categories. He started from innovators, being that these people on the first list, they are the ones that bring innovation to the society. Then from that particular innovators, then followed by early adopters. Then after early adopters, he now has another one called early majority. And the last one at the bottom of this ladder are the one that he described as laggard. Laggard are those people that don't jump into the use of technology. With us in Africa, let me just say Nigeria.
Even Africa.
In Africa,
in fact, black people,
black people generally,
Haiti, all of them.
I will not say that we are laggard because times have changed. The young people that we are training today, the ones that are coming on board today, they are new generation of technologies. They are using technology very well. So that has moved us from being a laggard and also even past late majority. We're almost in the middle of this ladder where I will call early majority. Early majority are people that they see new technology and they use that new technology, but they wait. They wait till all other people have used them, adopted them. So we adopted very late. And one of the reasons why we adopted it is because of our culture again. Now when you look at all this description, that is not where we're supposed to be. We can move. Because someone is born in a ghetto that doesn't mean the person has to behave like a ghetto person. The ghetto must be out of this person. So this is the way that we have been described based on our culture.
Let me chip in something else.
Yes.
Which may also be a factor. Religion. I know you hold a PhD in educational technology from Illinois.
Yes.
I know you also are a pastor in a church.
Yes.
Now, there are some people who argue that part of why Africa has been backward in technology has been religion. Not even just modern Christianity or Islam, but even from the time of our African traditional religions.
Yes.
We saw phenomena we didn't understand. Instead of investigating them, we worship them. So if we didn't understand water, why it is rolling, we will say, there must be a God inside that water. Instead of investigating it the way the white people did, we worshiped water, we worshiped the sun, we worshiped anything we didn't understand. What's your view on that?
First of all, we have to remember that many of the things that we do, many people, they do things, even when it's religion, because their father and their forefather used to do it. They do not have a good understanding to make their own mind to find out, why am I doing what I am doing today? When it comes to technology, many people, even the Christian, they shy away from the use of technology because they do not understand. And they forgot, the Bible says that my people, they perish because they don't have knowledge, they lack knowledge. When you have that knowledge, what happens is you will not perish, you will continue to move forward. I myself, as a Christian, as a pastor, and also a technologist, what I do is I know that I need to communicate the word of God. And I can use technology. When we use social networking tools, what do? We are communicating with people.
But there are pastors who tell their people, don't go on Facebook.
It is true. If I will give you an example. One of the first things that I usually tell my students is, go on the Facebook and make me your friend. And most of the time when I say that, you see some religious people in the class, they begin to say, Facebook, not me, I can't do it. It's because people do not understand. We live in a digital age. And if we do not use digital tools, we are going to be left behind. Then we become people that avoid uncertainties.
Let's take a short time out. I'll be back with Dr. Adeoye, and we'll continue this discussion on technology and the African and the Nigerian. We'll be right back. You're welcome back. It's still the Policy Council, and my guest is still Dr. Adeoye of the Department of Educational Technology,
Yes.
Faculty of Education, University of Lagos. So, Doctor, let me ask. I know the theme of this discussion is how do we integrate technology into education in Nigeria? But first of all, let me have your assessment. Today, to what extent do you think we have integrated technology, modern digital tools, as you were talking, into educational management today in Nigeria?
If I have to assess the whole country, to look at our educational system and look at the way that we integrate technology in education at the scale of 1 to 10, I'll probably say that we are at number 4.
Okay, that's generous in my view.
Yes, and in fact, let me take that back. I'll probably say 3, between 3 and 4. And the reason why I say 3 and 4 is because, and I did some study recently to find out which kind of tools are we using. And I do realize that many universities today, they are using learning management system. An example of that would be some are using Blackboard and some are using Moodle. And these are tools that we use to manage education. But however, many universities, they do have that on their website. They have that as part of the tools in their university, but they are not really utilizing them. Then again, when you look at our children today, you can give them an assignment to do something on the internet. They will quickly jump into that and they will do. So they were actually utilizing, students are utilizing
the younger
students, the generation, because this is their generation. They are digital citizens in a digital age using digital tools. So that really makes sense. If you go to places, if we look in the room today, you will see if 3 or 4 students sit down, you will see them, they begin to ping, they begin to send text messages, they are doing different things. What I personally do is I begin to look at that, which is an example of mobile learning, M-learning, to find a way to give them an assignment in which they will use their mobile devices to respond to some assignment. Many teachers, many lecturers, they are doing that today. We see students are waking up. They are getting better. But with the utilization generally, and also incorporating this in our classroom today, are still very low.
Let me even backtrack, because my question assumes that there's a benefit to integrating technology in education. But maybe there are conservatives who believe that it is wrong, that in fact it is part of the problem. Because I've had people say that people don't spell anymore properly because they send all these BBM message or text in which they cut everything. They don't know how to spell. So there's those who regard it as a problem and who prefer the old-fashioned ways of exercise book. You write it out properly. You do your handwriting in cursive. That's how we were taught. That's how it should be. What would you say to such people?
I just want to mention that those kind of people need to wake up to reality. This is a different age. We are no more living in the past. The children that we are teaching today, and as I mentioned earlier, they are digital citizens. The tools that they are using to communicate with their friends, the tools that they will use when they get home, especially when they get on the internet, we need to begin to apply the same tools. When I was in primary school many years ago, we used to use slate. We used to use this bean bag for counting and everything. We cannot go back to that place today because the employer of today, they are looking for people, they are looking for graduates that can use computers. They are looking for graduates that can connect on social networking. So those kind of tools, we must incorporate them. We must use them. Otherwise, we will be treating them today like if they are still in yesterday and they have a future in which they need to go.
And they will not be globally competitive.
There's no way they can be competitive. I was recently, I happened to be a scholar at one university in Pennsylvania, Robert Morris University, recently. I was in a meeting and they asked me a question. Everywhere I go, they say, oh, this is a technology expert. Go and ask him a question. When they ask me a question, I must answer those questions. I cannot tell them I am sorry, there was a NEPA problem where I was coming from. I cannot tell them I am sorry, the place I am coming from, the government did not give us money to do ABC. I cannot then I am sorry, I don't know how to use iPad. I can't tell them I'm sorry, that is just excuse, and it makes no sense. It makes us to look like we are dumb and stupid. What happened is, no matter what happened, we need to prepare our students, our children, to be competitive in this global world.
Let's take a short time out. I'm enjoying the passion of Dr. Adeoye incorporating technology in education in Nigeria and Africa. We'll be right back.
Who knows Abi better thing? Abi who no like better thing? All these fine things where they see so. Now money government they take do now. Abi, I saying it's like, I mean, excuse me, I dey pay my tax. I dey do it, I dey pay my tax. Say you don't pay your own tax. If you pay your tax, I pay. Oh.
Pay your tax. It's your civic responsibility. It's your duty. It's the law.
You're welcome back. It's still the Policy Council, and I'm still discussing technology in Nigeria. Let me move to the area of technology policy, because this is the Policy Council. I'm sure you'll be familiar with policy around telecoms, technology, science, and technology. What's your idea? What should be done? Is policy sufficient? Can policy be improved and enhanced? Are there gaps that you think government or the corporate sector or the society is not addressing? Let me have your comments on that.
Yeah, I just want to, let me begin with national policy for information technology. This particular policy was approved by the federal government in year 2001. This policy personally focused on the sustainable development and also for poverty and eradication, for job creation, and also for global competitiveness. However, one thing that I noticed with that particular policy was it did not address education. And education is the key. Even with this particular IT, information technology policy, which was developed and written in 2001, then later on in 2012, but you see many years gap, another policy came out. And that particular policy happened to be the National ICT Policy. Now, the National ICT Policy, the purpose of that was a little bit different from the Information Technology Policy, because the particular policy also supposed to help to create a conducive environment. A conducive environment for the rapid expansion of a network services, where pretty much everyone should have access to the use of technology in our nation. And not only that, also to help us transform Nigeria into a knowledge-based economy. All these things that I mentioned, they are great and they are wonderful. However, we need to now follow them by the letter to make sure that what these policies spell out through education, we now begin to make sure that we prepare our students towards that. We don't have those policies in place. However, the implementation needs a little bit work on it.
Okay. I'm sure you would agree, though, that we've had some success with telecoms. Telecoms deregulation has allowed us to have iPads. It has given us 100 million phones. It has increased data access to the internet. Better. Maybe the environment is improving, isn't it?
Actually, when we look at the environment, as far as infrastructure is concerned, we begin to see some changes. But let me give you some information here. Even in this, recently, in 2012 again, Federal Ministry of Communication Technology, they declared that Nigeria's penetration was 4.7 per 100 as out of December 2010.
That's for internet.
Yes. Now, when you look at that also, then again, Nigeria's Bureau of Statistics also, they came up with another study in which they said that in Nigeria, the widely ICT devices that we have in our nation are two things. They mentioned radio, and they also mentioned mobile phones. Well, with mobile phones, we can't say no. Even with radio, we cannot say no, because even in some of our villages, people don't have TV, they can listen to radio. So that is pretty much true. But I believe that we actually need to go.
That's still at the rudimentary.
Yeah, it's still at the bottom, but we are not laggard yet. So we have moved a little bit past that level. Let me give you more information here. Also, according to the same report from this National Bureau of Statistics, another one is Nigeria. They say Nigeria has a 4 million smartphone market. I think it should be that, because population of Lagos should be more than 12 million, I think. So if that is the case, I think that is even low. Then again, they also mentioned that this nation also has the average total internet access of 4.5%. Now, begin to look at this, you know that we are making some progress. However, it's still at the low end. If you travel around Lagos, you see places where they are digging trenches, they are doing different things. Cable are being buried and removed in different places. Well, I came to Nigeria, back to Nigeria from the US about 8 years ago. I've been seeing that, and I'm still seeing it.
So there's improvement.
So there is hope. There is hope. And I believe we can call it improvement, because we want to see that improvement, and things are happening, but we just need to hurry up quickly and do more.
Let's take a final time out, and I'll complete my final segment with Dr. Adeoye on how we can leverage technology for national development, especially in education. We'll be right back.
Government wants our city to become a mega modern city. And so, government is providing modern markets for us to carry out our business. Now, this requires money. So, we need to pay our taxes to help government to help us. I pay my taxes. I hope you've paid yours. I pay. Pay your tax. It's your civic responsibility. It's your duty. It's the law.
Welcome back to the Policy Council. My last segment with Dr. Blessing Folusho Adeoye. He holds a PhD in educational technology from the University of Illinois. He teaches educational technology at the University of Lagos. But I noticed, reading your profile, Dr. Adeoye, that you You worked as a principal investigator with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. What exactly were you doing in that role? I hope you were not...
Besides working at that particular organization, I also had a faculty position with Bradley University at Peoria in the state of Illinois. Then again with government specifically as a principal investigator, I was in the research department.
Okay.
The government believe, especially the U.S. Army, they believe in research. Most of the thing when the military, when they go on a battle, it is not the time that they get on the battle line that they win.
Yes.
The battle has been won before they left home because of people like us that conduct research before they go there. And then when I say conduct research, we have various subjects being covered in our studies. And we basically do that for the government to always find out how they can improve and how when they get to wherever they are going, whatever they are doing, whether it's peacekeeping or it's just in combat or whatever it is, fighting with enemy, that they must be successful. Our goal at home is to make sure that we support them, that they are successful, and they come back and we win. So we win together. So that is what we do, is we conduct research. So it's through our research that we let them know the strategies, the way that we need to do things, and then we support them.
Let me take that home.
Yes.
Does the Nigerian Army do that? From your experience?
Actually, I do not believe so. And this is why I say that I do not believe so. In the US, there is no sector that pump money, that spend a lot of money on research and training more than the military. I can't say the same thing for our country here, because I have not seen a section where they have research department in which they focus on research.
There's a general disdain in the Nigerian society for theory and research. So when somebody says something, people say that's theory. And that's meant to be derogatory.
Yes.
You know, it's theory, it's academic. That's meant to be a bad word. It shows that can a society succeed without theory, without academic, without research, in your view?
It is impossible. What happens is research is what helps us to know where we are coming from, to know where we are, and determine a better path to where we are going. So when we look back and we look at research, we find out, okay, from these studies, what can we learn? Which kind of action do we need to take? It's not that we are not conducting research in Nigeria, but most of the research that we conduct in Nigeria, we do this investigation, we write our paper, and we put them on the shelf somewhere. No one reads them, and they will leave them there. And what happens is knowledge are just being put in a dye. They are putting them in the shelves, and they are collecting dust until we now begin to tap into that and find out what do we need to do. And to answer those questions, we need money. We need people that want to do something. Then again, we begin to see improvement in different areas. There's no way we can move forward without the application of this theory and also and other model and other things result from our research. So
fantastic. Final word. Do you have any recommendations beyond the ones you've said?
Yes, I just want us to. I want to say that we need to realize that time has changed again. We need to realize that this is a digital age. And we have to use those digital tools in order to respond to the digital children that we do have here. And first of all, if we look at developed nations, they spend millions of dollars yearly to initiate and develop technologies for education and economic development. We need not to be greedy, and we need to begin to open up and spend money on this in order to prepare a better future for our children and for the development of our nation. That is one. Then the other thing is the issue of access. Access to and capability for ICT has become an essential requirement for qualitative and comprehensive and marketable education in many other worlds. We need to learn from that, and we need to begin to do the same thing. Teaching and learning innovations, modern skills, techniques and methods, and also other tools, electronic notes, we need to make them available, we need to utilize them, and we need to pump money into them. But finally, I will just say one other thing. our educational policy must address certain things. And it's very, very important. And we need to go back and make sure there's some component of education that our educational policy, especially technology policy, must address. First of all, it has to address learning at this age. It must address assessment. At this level, it must address teaching. Teaching method has changed, so it must incorporate that. Then again, infrastructure development and also productivity. Those needs to be really taken care of.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adeoye.
You are welcome, sir.
We'll be right back. I've been enlightened by the discussion with Dr. Adeoye. I hope you have been too. We must integrate technology into education. Beyond education, we must integrate it into governance, into the military, into research, into technology. We must change our attitude as a people towards technology, towards knowledge, towards research, towards theory. Most importantly, we must build a new technology-enabled generation of knowledge workers. We must position ourselves to compete in the new world. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.